Austin, Paul. Awesome, guys. Well, I appreciate you guys tuning in. What I want to do is cover one of my favorite topics, which is follow-up. We all know fortune's in the follow-up. A lot of people think that, you reach out to one person or reach out to them one time and they're just going to sign up. But the truth of the matter is that is not the case. In fact, it takes on average about 8 to 12 touches. It's actually closer to 20 touches, believe it or not, to get someone to make a decision. So don't get discouraged if you have to reach out to somebody 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 times. I will tell you that most people don't follow up consistently enough, and that's why they don't get the success that they have in their business. And so, but I do it in a very finesse way where I use psychology to where I'm not acting or looking like I need them, number one, because if people think that you need them, they're not going to sign up with you. It's kind of like if you remember when you were single and you're going back to dating, if they know that you haven't been on a date since Nixon's been in office, it's like you're coming off like you're in heat. It doesn't look very good. Does that make sense? And so just know that that's the same psychology when it comes to follow-up. Hopefully you don't have a bad image in your head. But that's one of the things that you want to understand. It's like fishing, right? You want them to nibble the hook. You don't want to see a fish come by the boat. You just jump in the water and go after the fish. It just doesn't work that way. And so there's psychology around what we do. And a lot of this is in the Boards app. So if you haven't downloaded the Boards app, make sure you do that. But I do a 24 to 48 hour follow-up. I never act needy. Now, do I want people to sign up in my business? Absolutely. Most definitely I do. But I do it with class and finesse and professionalism to where I don't come off as a spammy Tammy. Nobody likes a spammy Tammy. So I'll do a 24 to 48 hour follow-up. And what I'll do, typically I do 2 days because I want them to know I'm busy, and I almost forgot about them because I'm so busy. But the first thing I always do is, depending on if I'm leading with the product or if I'm leading with the business, I will say something along the lines and say, hey, Steve, hope you're having a great day. Wanted to reach back out to you. I know I sent you some information on our company, and I wanted to see what resonated with you the most. Did you like the movement around the travel concept or disrupting the home-based business industry? Love your feedback. And that's more or less, if you notice, I'm not closing at that time. I'm just getting their feedback. I'm getting them back into conversation. And once I get them talking, my goal, just so you know, is to get people on a call. I know that's weird. It's old school. But if I'm going to work with you and build a legacy with you, I want to build a friendship with you. Most of my, if I go through my cell phone today, the majority of the people that I work with are people I've met through social media, and I've built a friendship with them. I've built a connection with them. And those are the people that I want to work with, because people do business with people they know, like, and trust, right? For the majority. So that's number one. So when they respond to that question, all I'm going to say is, me too. I love that. That's what resonated with me as well. Because you know what? Disrupting the home-based business industry resonates with me. Creating a movement in the travel industry resonates with me. Helping people create memories, cherishing moments with the ones they care about the most resonates with me. Creating a movement around the vision of Levarti with the mindset of these mastermind retreats for influencers, mind, body, soul, fitness, volunteerism trips, men's groups, female groups, Christian groups, that I always talk about the vision of Levarti, co-creating a family ship, a culture, a community, resonates with me. Does it resonate with you also? That's what it's all about, right? And so that's the first thing I'm going to do. And then I'm going to ask, hey, when do you have a few minutes to get on a phone and just have a quick convo? Love to go deeper on that topic. And I'm moving them right to the phone call. Why? Because then I can overcome any questions, objections, or maybe they want a demo. They want a demo, and I'll demo the product. I'll show them the value of the 300,000 options on saving money on everyday restaurants, shopping, going to Disney, going to SeaWorld, going to play sports, going to the movie theaters, saving 10% off NFL tickets, bowl games, all the different stuff that come with the premium package, right? I'll go over stuff like that. I'll share the vision of it's much more than just travel. Okay. And I'll share the vision of Levarti because we're bringing more value to the product than just travel. So it's a lifestyle club, right? And then if they don't respond, because how many times have you reached out to somebody in the first follow-up and they have not responded, right? That happens, right? It happens to me too, just so you know. And so then I'll do a 4-day follow-up, and I'm going to read it to you because I want you to hear the psychology. So 4 days after the 2-day follow-up, so I'm 6 days into my follow-up, I'm going to say, hey, Tina, I want to apologize. I've been so busy, I've not had the chance to connect back with you. How are you? And if you notice, I do a little takeaway and I put it on me, not them. Like, hey, I apologize. I have not gotten back with you. I'm swamped. I'm sure you are too. How you been? What's new, right? And my goal is to get people to be from a non-responder to a responder. That's the whole goal of follow-up, is getting people to respond and getting them back in conversation. Now, if they don't respond to that, that's fine, because I have a 15-day follow-up. I'll follow back up in 15 days, all right? Now, if they do respond, most of the time they say, hey, no worries. I've been crazy busy also. And I'll say, that's awesome. What's keeping you busy? So if you notice, I'm a human. I don't get caught in the friend zone. I'll say, hey, well, that's awesome. What's keeping you busy this week? And they'll tell me, because I want to create a little dialogue, because the next part, when they tell me what's busy, I'll say, that's great. That sounds exciting. I'll say, by the way, I know I sent you a message the other day. It probably got lost in the shuffle, but what resonated with you the most about Levarti? Was it the movement around the travel, or was it the disruption of the home-based business industry? I'd love your feedback. And now I'll go back to the follow-up and turn it back into business. I don't get caught in the weeds of how's your kids, how's your wife, how's the blue dress you wore today, or I saw your dog Bubbles. I don't get into that kind of stuff. All right, none of that matters. I go a little bit in and then I'm back out. I do everything with intention. I'm moving people along. Now, if they don't respond back, I'll do the 15-day follow-up. Okay, what's the 15-day follow-up? I'm going to put it right here, and I'll put it in the chat, but I'll read it to you. The 15-day follow-up is, I'll say, hey, Tina, I know I sent you info about Levarti, the company I own, or for you, you would say the company that I represent, or the company that I am in charge of international expansion or helping with international expansion. Put it in your own words. We pre-launched this past month. Let me know if you're interested in making a run with me, or if you know anyone who wants to get paid to promote this movement with us. Okay, that's the 15-day follow-up. I just put it in the chat. All right, and we'll put it in the description of this video as well. All right, now after the 15 days, I'll wait 30 days. So understand something. I do a 30, 60, 90, 120-day follow-up. Okay, and people are like, well, when do you stop following up? 2 ways. Either A, they're in my business, or B, I read their name in the obituaries. Those are when I stop following up. All right, I can tell you I followed up for 9 months, 12 months, 15 months at times, and people aren't ready at all the time, right? Some people have to be ready. Some people have to have a tragedy happen in their life. People have to have maybe a loss of job or medical bills, or something happens where they realize they got to start making extra money because their kids have to go to college, or they have credit card debt that's on the rise and they can't keep up with it. Timing is everything. Now, what I do though, on the 30, 60, 90 and beyond, I do what's called update and deflection. For those of you that were at the Faith Over Fear event, you heard me talk about update and inform, update and educate. That's another terminology. So what does that mean? So my goal every 30 days is figure out a reason to reach out to people to inform them on what's going on or update them on what's going on. But I don't try to recruit them. I do a takeaway. I know that sounds crazy. And so what are some updates? Well, we went from founders launch to pre-launch. That's an update. When we go from pre-launch to regular launch, that's an update. When you get promoted to a pool, that's an update, right? When you hear a story of somebody else's success, that's an update. That's informing people. I just heard this, or I just found out our company's releasing this. These are all updates, inform. We're launching a new technology in the months to come to help you grow and scale your online presence. That's an update, right? When that comes out. When we roll out some things that we're going to roll out in February, that's going to be an update, right? So your whole goal is to find reasons to reach out to people without being a salesperson. And then the deflection part is you're not asking if they're ready to get started. You're saying, I know what I do is not a fit for you, or I know what I do doesn't resonate with you, but who do you know that X, Y, Z? So I'm going to give you a lot of different examples. All right. So, and one of the things I want to point out, write this down, be a story collector and be a story sharer. I know that we've all heard this a million times, facts tell, stories sell. I can't tell you enough how important it is to be a master storyteller. And I'm telling this to you as well as myself. All right. The person that shares and talks about the most stories absolutely will win 100%, because people can relate to stories, right? So, I'm going to make some stories up right now. Like, for example, just to give you guys some examples, okay? Exactly, use your paintbrush. Now, a lot of you know that our first week, we paid out 210 commission checks, right? That's a pretty cool story, right? So that could be an update, right? So if I reached out to Paul and I said, hey, Paul, just wanted to share some exciting news with you. I just found out our company paid out 210 commission checks in our first week of pre-launch. Super excited. I know what I do isn't a fit for you, but who do you know that would love to be number 211 and get paid for promoting the movement in our affiliate marketing company on social media? Something along those lines. Use your own words. I'm giving you some examples, right? Hey, Paul, I just want to let you know that we paid out 210 commission checks our first week to brand new affiliates, to people just like you. Now, I know what I do is not a fit for you, but who do you know that would love to make some extra money, just like the other 210 people did last week that I could talk to this week? Anybody come to mind? Do you guys see what I'm doing? I found a reason to update people. All right. Now, let's just I know, I don't know everybody's story on here, but I'm going to make up a story. So, like Richard is going to get a good check this week today, I believe. And so Richard used to work in corporate America at Walmart. So what I would use is Richard's story, and I'd say, hey, David, just heard a great story. I was on a Zoom this morning that there's a gentleman in our company, Richard, who used to be in corporate America, who just made a sizable check with our company part-time. I know what I do is not a fit for you, but who do you know that also is in corporate America that would love to make some extra money if we teach them how to do it? Do you see how I tied that story into that a little bit? Or Francoise, Francoise, what are you, 21 right now? I think you're like 21 years old, aren't you?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Francoise, I believe, is 80 years old, if I'm not mistaken. Or did you just turn 80 or are you 81? I know your birthday was
I'm 81 now. 81.
Okay, 81. So let me give you an example. If I was reaching out to somebody that's elderly or maybe more mature, whatever it is, I might say, hey, Joe, I just heard this amazing story of a lady in our company. She just turned 80, who just made some extra money leveraging our technology and our system. I know what I do is not a fit for you, but do you know anybody that's in that age bracket that would love to make some extra money promoting our technology on social media? Let me know either way. Now, what are people going to say? Some people are going to say, no, I can't think of anybody that comes to the top of my mind. Or I say, I don't know anybody that's 80, but my son's looking for something. Would they qualify? Right? So I just know that every 30 days, I'm using an update. and deflecting them. I'm not asking if they're interested. I'm asking who they might know that would be open, right? Or you could, I'm going to make up some stories because these are out there, but I don't know them all yet. I would say, hey Joe, I just heard this great story that we just helped a hairdresser part-time make an extra $500 leveraging our systems that disrupt the home-based business industry. Do you know any other hairdressers that would love to make some extra money just like Mary did? Do you guys see where I'm going with that? Facts tell, stories sell. I'm informing people, I'm updating people on what we're doing. And every 30 days, you have a new update and deflection. That's how we do what we do. It's as simple as your goal is to stay front of mind. You follow up till either A, they're in the business, or B, they're in the obituaries. Now, if somebody's completely rude and just terrible to you and tells you to go fly a kite in simple terms, I'll remove them as well. If they're rude to me in the follow-up, I don't want to hang out on the beach with those people anyways. So just, go with your gut, go with your intuition, but every 30 days, figure out how to inform, educate, update, deflect, ask who they know. And that is the most successful way that you'll have your follow-ups.